build muscle with no weights. It takes heart. It takes intensity. Everybody keeps seeing these transformations on my Instagram page, and they're like, why am I not getting those results in 30 days? Why am I not getting those results in 90 days? Even some people on my same program. It comes down to intensity. How intense are you in that set? Is it life or death? Are you biting the ground during your burpees, during your push-ups, during your dumbbell presses? Are you just squeezing out every last rep? Intensity is everything. You have to come to what you couldn't do anymore and choose to do more. Progressive overload is the precursor of muscle growth. Progressive overload can be more time under tension with body weight or the same weight, so a longer set. And progressive overload can be more foreign resistance, more weight. In Cali prison, they took the weights out. They took the weights out, so all heart and intensity and just living in that pain zone was how you would build the muscle. But when we left Centinela C Yard, they took the whole yard. They sent us out of state. California out of state correctional facility called La Palma in Arizona and North Fork in Oklahoma. Saw someone put up Norfolk, talking about the riot in Oklahoma. Please spell it right. If you talk about somewhere you've been, please just spell it right. Like you signed the letters coming out of there while you were there, right? And you were putting NFCF on it for years, right? Did you think it was Norfolk? Oh my God, whatever. But at these places, we had weights. And when we had the weights at these places, one massive thing stuck with me the whole time. Because when I landed in the penitentiary, my goal was to be 220 pounds, do 20 pull-ups a set, and have 20-inch arms. And I did that in the first 3 years. Did it in the first 3 years through three things: knowledge, consistency, and motherfucking intensity. The more you know in this game, the more you grow. It ain't just about intensity. But once you got the knowledge down, once you're consistent, now intensity is the key. And that's why some people in my program, they got the knowledge from me. I set up the program. They got the consistency. They're showing up and they're dieting right. But they're not getting the results as another guy who did the 90-day program and slaughtered it. The only difference between him and you as heart, motherfucker, it's heart. He is more intense during his set. His muscle contractile strength is greater. His intensity is higher. And this is what's causing him to build more muscle. Progressive overload, like I said, is two different things. It can be time under tension during a set, or it can be the foreign resistance. At this place in Oklahoma, Gym B, we were working out one day. And the blacks had the weights at that time. They were in a cage. We were coming in next. And Armstrong, this big black dude, he was a savage. I swear he had 23s. Just massive dude. He would always go up to his people. And at the end of their set, it was just one thing, one phrase that can stick with you. Something this simple can work. When you can't do any more, 5 more. That's what he's telling them. He's just spitting at them. Just this straight beast. 5 more. And I'm just like, damn, look at this dude. And he's a savage. He's fucking huge. He's got intensity. He's been down for a long time. It was massively respected because he was in the zone. He was pushing his people. This is what it takes. When you're when you're ready to give up, where does your self-talk go? Who are you when you're about to quit? Are you saying more, or are you tapping? The motherfucker who's like, I did the program. I did my 5 sets. Did you really fucking do them? Did you put your life into them? That's the fucking difference. They took the weights out the Cali pens a long time ago, but these California out-of-state correctional facilities, they still had weights because they had to give you some perks. They're driving you across the damn country. What they did is they would cut the cross member. So there would be like a tricep pull, push down, or there'd be like a machine press. And they would cut the cross member. So there would be a stack of 300 pounds, but the crossbar where you put the pin in was cut halfway. So you only had 100 pounds. So you still had to use a bunch of time under tension to build some muscle. Time under tension is what worked for me most in the building of muscle. 40 to 70 second sets like I told you. But how intense can you push those is up to you. It's up to your heart. It's up to your self-talk in that moment. Now, we used to have people stand on the weights too. And that would cause a problem because the other inmates, they would think you're breaking the equipment that way, which a lot of people would, and people get fucking pissed when you break their shit. So we just had to really increase reps no matter where we were at. Some exercises, there was enough weight. There was a shoulder press with 300 pounds on it, and me and Charlie Brown used to massacre that thing. It was just an old school one with the springs at the bottom and a 300-pound stack for military press, standing military press. We never missed a fucking day. Never. There was dudes in there who played the same bitch-ass game out here. Oh, next Monday I'm going to start. When I get my package, I'm going to start. Never play that bitch-ass game. There's a reason your vision is guiding you to be something. I told a client the other day, I said, what if your fat ass is being given this vision of getting in shape so that 3 years from now when you're fit, you could save your son from getting hit by a car? What if? What the fuck if? Why don't we believe in anything greater? Why don't we believe that this vision is being sent to us to live our best life? Because in all reality, I chased my vision to a T and it created my best fucking life. The thing is most people are going to sell out for that pleasure. They're going to sell out for the pleasure. A lot of motherfuckers are always saying, oh, when does it get easier? It doesn't get fucking easier. The window will always open. That negotiation will always start. How quick can you shut down the negotiation? How quick can you close the fucking window? That's the power. In all reality, I wait for those days where I can't get up. I'm too fucking sore. I can't fucking move. And I choose to. Those days make me the most proud because I'm about the internal shit. The external shit's easy as fuck. The internal shit is what makes us proud. Through commitment, we reach fulfillment. Through the contrast creates the fulfillment. Like if there was no negativity, positivity wouldn't exist. And these simple bitches are trying to wish away negativity. So in turn, they'll never find the pleasure that comes after pain. You have to live this way. You have to be honest. You're creating a narrative in your head that's not supporting your outcome. I wish this wasn't the way it is. Well, it is, motherfucker. That's how the universe is created, motherfucker. If you try to wish away the way shit works, the universal truths, you can't walk in congruence with the power that comes with them. When you walk in congruence with the power of the universe, you're infinitely powerful. The fact is, it's always going to be a struggle. There's always going to be problems. And there's always going to be motherfuckers choosing to overcome them. And those motherfuckers learn what life's about. Internal assets created. I'm it, motherfucker. Being and becoming over appearing and acquiring. Appearing and acquiring leaves you fucking empty. Being and becoming, you could lose everything externally and still be so fucking proud of yourself. Ain't nobody could tell you nothing. Nobody could tell me shit. I could lose everything today and build it all right back. Like I did, motherfucker. Like I did. Same fucking hard work, same work ethic, same assets, different path, motherfucker. I had to go down the wrong path to find the fucking right one, motherfucker. You can't walk two paths at once, motherfucker. Why the fuck is everybody falling victim to this cognitive dissonance? These conflicting belief systems. You're either committed or you're interested, you fucking bitch. This is it. Commit. Realize the power behind your sacrifice. Sacrifice enriches life. Sacrifice creates fucking paradise. Let's go. Hearts, numbers, drugs, and violence. That's what rules the penitentiary. The first time I fell in ad seg when I was in county jail, it was because of a riot with the homies. I've talked about it before. It kicked off between the white boys and the homies. When I was in ad seg, I was being an idiot. I had 10 years over my head, and I didn't give a fuck what anyone had to say. The captain even came through. They went through my cell, took my water bag, took my shit out my cell, and I just lost it on the motherfuckers. Told them they had a problem, popped the fucking door. What's up? I'm ready. I don't give a fuck no more. And what they did was just round me up all crazy and toss me in a behavior modification unit. In county, it's just called like the suicide cell or some shit, where they put you in a cell where the light's on 24/7 and there's only a bed in the middle of the floor and you don't get nothing but a Bible, which I read front to back like 10 times over the 30 days I was in there. So 30 days in there with nothing. They just barely opened the tray slot and the window flap for a few hours for you to be able to look out. It's some shit. It will test you mentally. But the fact is my neighbor, I could talk to him through the vent, and his name was Joker. And he said, Big Wes. I'm like, what's up, dog? What's up? He's like, Big Wes, I know you're big. You're bigger than most of the fools in here. But prison's a numbers game. Prison is a numbers game, and it's a numbers game in more ways than one. Prison is a numbers game in the sense that the Southern Mexicans have the numbers. Their gang, their clique, the Sureños have the numbers, and they run the joint. Anyone who says anything else is tripping. We're allies with the Sureños. We're allies with the Paisas. We're all on the same side of the day room. And anywhere you're at, the homies got the numbers and they run most of the shit in anywhere. That's just how it is. Anyone who tells you different has some other agenda or their ego's in the way. The white boys, they run along with the homies because we've had an alliance for a long fucking time. But the fact is not just the numbers in the gangs that run it because of the violence you can fucking inflict on another group. The numbers, the green dot numbers. When a real one rolls up to the yard, whenever I would roll up to the yard, I would have a phone book. Now that phone book looked like normal people's phone numbers, but each one of those phone numbers was a green dot number and worth $500. When I roll up to the fucking spot, it don't take me 10 minutes. If I didn't bring a phone with me, I would have one right when I rolled up. I would unpack my shit, show my paperwork, bust off 3 numbers, have $1,500 right there, and say, how much the horn's going for, homie? How much the horn's going for, homeboy? Go get me one. Either they had them on the line and they were going from $1,500 to $700, or they didn't have them on the line. And I would just buy one right away. And people know when you roll up with numbers, you got power in the pen. People on here, they don't know shit. They really think that motherfuckers in the pen don't get controlled by money. It's all about money. Your people on the street put money for you on a green dot money pack. Now, over the phone, they'll give you that phone number or that green dot money pack number, text it to you over a cell phone, whatever. Now you got money at your disposal, anywhere from 50 to 500 fucking bucks. Most people won't even take the 25s. 50 to 500 bucks, and you're like, boom, you're ready to go. You got money. You could buy coffee if you need it, but mainly it's used to buy dope. Used to buy dope, anything fucking illegal, any contraband that's getting sold. But the main thing is the phones. The biggest hustle in the penitentiary right now is the fucking phones. Because you can get anything done once you got the phones, if you got that institutional sophistication. Fact is it takes 10 steps in the penitentiary to do what you guys can just do out here. So the level of sophistication built, the level of foreseeing a system built is so fucking critical to what I built out here. I see a system and I expand on it. I can see a system taking place and I can overpower it mentally. I can outthink it. I can outrun it. So that's what you guys have to do. You have to see the systems taking place out here and you have to expand on them or overtake them. Actually be better. It's called objective optimism. If you see a route you want to take, you see the level that someone's at, you can just choose to beat them or you can expand on it. In the penitentiary, these numbers were everything. And at any time I had 25K in numbers, at least. These dudes are still sitting on their mom's couches, calling themselves shot callers. But before they went in the pen, they didn't even have shit. They didn't have shit in the pen. And when they got out, they still didn't have shit. I don't get how nobody connects the dots on these fucking stories. They're fucking insane. Range Rover before the pen, money and numbers in the pen, and G-Wagon and dope-ass pad outside the pen. Is that what I validate myself with? No. But only a motherfucker who's had and been around money can say it's not all about money. You can't say it until you've had it. The only thing a human cannot take, one of the only things that a human is impervious to, is a drastic jump in money. Drastic change of income changes everybody. In the penitentiary, it turns into massive violence. On the street, people change up. When people make money, they change up. I haven't changed my program not one bit. So what does that tell you? I'm not money motivated. I'm motivated by my character. If I keep my character in check, I had a great day. If I broke character, it don't matter how much money I made because it ruins me. I feel like shit because I have a high conscience, and karmic debt has made it to the level now for me that even if I have negative thoughts, I pay karmic debt for negative thoughts. So at first, my karmic debt was only at the capacity of understanding that through my negative actions, I paid karmic debt. But now I'm transcending to the next level. The next level of karmic debt being my thoughts. I'm accountable to my thoughts at such a high level that the universe knows this and inflicts karmic debt on me for negative thoughts. Now the next stage that I'm transcending to, and I feel it. I feel it. I taught a man it the other day on the phone and he didn't see it. Because he was still at the level of paying karmic debt that he was only paying for his actions. And he wasn't accountable to his energy. The greatest lesson anyone can learn in life is to be accountable to your energy. Because you're drawing in the consequence. The guy came at me with passive-aggressive, bitch-ass energy, and I gave him back what he wanted. And then I told him, you know you got what you wanted, right? Admit it. You came on this phone call with some passive-aggressive, negative, bitch-ass energy. What did you expect to get? Next time, come on with the correct energy that gets you your result. Energy exchanges everything. You're doing it to yourself. Every problem you're having in life is incorrect understanding of rate of vibration and energy exchange. Sit and meditate on that. Every time you're having a problem, did you get what you were asking for? More likely than not, everybody always gets what they ask for, whether it's with their energy, their thoughts, or their actions. And once you've transcended all these phases and you're accountable to energy, you will get your outcome in everything you're after in life. I love you guys so much. Stay tapped in. Stay tapped in and fully accountable. Learn, reflect. You will fucking make it to every height you can ever imagine if once you realize that you're holding your back simply by not speaking the language of the universe, which is energy. That's the penitentiary. That's CDC. That's how it is. If you don't want to live that life, turn it around now. I'm here to help you break the cycle. Break the cycle that the fakes will tell you is the hard life, the tough life, the cool life, the convict life. Nope, it's the bitch life. Straight up. They all end in tears. They all end in their pain and agony, wishing they made better choices. So I'm going to come out, and guess what? There's casualties. There's casualties in war, and that's what it is. A lot of people are going to get their little hearts broken when you say how it is, when you say how people end up when they live this life. A dude popped in my comments. Clown-ass motherfucker. Don't even know who he is. But supposedly, he was at Delano with me. He probably was. Because in the comments, he said, hey, Wes, why don't you talk about that time at Delano when you lost your mind off that white and started saying how there was 30 cops in the bubble and you were on just savage mode, losing your mind. Check it out, homie. A beast doesn't know he's a beast. And the closer a man gets to being a beast, the less he knows it. I told that story. That story's been told, but baby girl wasn't listening. Just wants to hear what he wants to hear. Check it out. Remember that one. Explanations, friends don't need them. Enemies won't believe them. And the people on here who get the growth, they see the ability to change. They see what it takes. And they are working and riding with me. I love you guys. But yeah, that happened. I was up for 2 weeks on a sick one. Sickie. We call it a sick one. I was on, okay? My people were hitting. That means they were getting the shit. They were getting it in. Under every white boy's bunk, it was stacked. 10 jars of coffee, 10 packs of oatmeal. Everybody was stacked with the essentials, and we were living good. Big old spreads at the end of the work week after we killed our workouts. But absolute power corrupts absolutely. Here comes that white. Here comes a bump. Actually, it started as that Pruno, Mongo, made me a jar of wine. He made me a jar of wine. I sipped it. All of a sudden, took a bump. It was on. We were off to the races. After that, I was on about a 2-month bender, just losing my shit. Me and Southsider Chucky, tall ass, half Asian, half black cat, karate body. That's what you call it in the pen. You call it the karate body when someone's straight ripped. Ripped. Chucky was ripped. He was on dope most of the time. Been down a minute. But I don't hold it against people. Most of the best people I know in business, in life, in fitness, they had their times with dope. They were committed to the wrong thing until they flipped that addictive behavior in a positive manner and became addicted to good things that furthered their life, that pushed them forward. I'm addicted to progress now. Addicted to progress. So I came over to Chucky's one day. Every Tuesday they would call out the UAs. UAs are urine analysis tests. It's a piss test every Tuesday, UAs. So everyone stops 2 days before. I'm waiting for them to call them out. They don't call 56. So all of a sudden, I'm over at Chucky's. He's got the batteries. We scrape all the paint off the rack so the metal's showing the steel, and we got the batteries. 2 batteries on the rack, 2 blades touching, a broken razor blade touching in the middle, and that makes a fucking red hot little ember on the metal between the razor blades. Now we get the wick. We're lighting the wick. We make a candle with the soda can and some baby oil. And we're off to the race, and we got some foil. Even tin foil in the pen costs $20 for a big strip. $20, big strip of tin foil. And guess what? We're dumb fucks. We're making like a boat out of it, like a V, and we're filling it with dope. And we got the fucking straw, and we're smoking speed. We're literally getting lit in prison where we don't have nowhere to go. Worse shit. Guess what? Guess what? If you don't get used to being bored out here and avoiding vices out here when you're bored, you're going to be stuck in a building with 200 people who have the same addictions, and it's all there. It's all around you. You have to learn now that when you're bored is when your vices come in. Your weaknesses come in when you don't stick to a non-negotiable program. My program is non-negotiable because it strengthens me. It builds my baseline discipline so that when my weaknesses come, I'm strong enough to say, fuck no, because I've been disciplined since the moment I woke. I was the worst. That's why I know you can be the best. I was the worst, so that's why I know you can be the best. How far I've come? You're going to smash me if you listen to this. You're going to go way past me. Younger cats picking this up, they're going to kill it in life. Seeking growth in their 20s, I was an idiot. You guys, I know you can do this. I come around the corner one day after they call for the UAs, and I'm like, hey, Chucky, what's up? You know, I'm coming over to talk to Chucky, and he's stone cold Steve Austin, just purple. He's purple. He's laying on the ground, and he's just done. There's a rig on him. He started doing that black. He started doing that black when they ran out of white. Now, the black was strong. It was that good shit. When black kills people in the penitentiary, when some heroin hits that kills people in the pen, everybody wants it. That's the shit they want. That's the good shit. It's that crazy, okay? We come around the corner. Oh, shit, Chucky's just laid out. He's done. He's purple. I go tell people, hey, go check on Chucky. Done. Everyone comes and checks on him. The homies are like, come to every race and like, put your shit away. About 20 minutes later, when everyone puts their stuff up, their phones, everything, now the cops are notified. Hey, someone's done in here. Gonzalez comes in, the head CO that runs that pod 6. He comes in, he's like, oh, this is DOA. This dude's done. This is DOA for sure. Later we find out, they take him on a stretcher. Later we find out they Narcaned him, and he lived. He lived. Guess what happened? He hit the other yard, and they wanted their money. They wanted their money. Everybody wanted their money from him. You don't even get out of a dope debt in prison. When you die, you don't even get out of it in death. This is the reality of it. And it happens often. People die often of boredom and not finding self-respect through a program, not finding self-love through a program. That shit's earned daily. Your self-love, your self-respect is an exact exchange to how much you put into yourself today to earn your self-respect and earn your self-love. through a process that only your conscience is telling you. Hey, Wes, get up earlier. Hey, Wes, go harder in that workout. Hey, Wes, you shouldn't eat that. When you start on those simple guidelines and then just learn to remove all vices, trust me, I'll change your life with this. And then you come to people like myself and we heighten the variables. We give you more detail. Now we work into mindset training. Once we got the daily program on autopilot, now we go into the deep stuff, the mindset training, the way we're thinking. And now we just can't be stopped. We're living internally and creating the external world, manifesting the external world in the exact exchange of what we see, our vision at its greatest degree. This is how it's done. How do I know? Because I did it. All by changing my perspective and changing my mind. Same dude, same intensity, different intention, whole different ball game. You guys, I want you guys to know this. When I was in Oklahoma, they came smashing up on the pad. The dude who was hitting the hardest, he was hitting the hardest at this pen, and the dude was a savage. He was cool as fuck. He didn't even use. He was a hustler. He was buying houses and cars out in Oklahoma. A CO was working for him, a chick. And this cat straight died. That's how it works. It was all good just a week ago. Everybody thinks it's all good till that day comes. Make sure your actions are in alignment with the future you desire. Don't think you can get away with it, because you won't. The cops came rolling up on him right after he got that clavo, big ass clavo, literally like that thick, that big, and he just got it. They just passed it under his door. Cops come running in, squad comes running in, hits his pad, he swallows it, starts choking on it. Everybody says the cops actually assisted in him choking and not making it, but that's just hearsay. It was a big ass clavo. He could have really choked on it. Motherfucker straight dies. Evil from Compton. Good dude. Everybody who was out there at this time knows him. He was solid. He was a good dude. But now I've flipped everything. Are you a good dude if you sell drugs to anybody? That's somebody's kid. I don't want nobody selling drugs to my little baby wolf. That's my dude. Nobody's selling drugs to him. So what is this? How do we think we're going to get a positive outcome with negative? How do we think we're going to get this positive outcome with negative actions? You're throwing somebody's son, somebody's daughter under the bus for your financial gain. That's not how it works. We live from abundance now. We do what we want done to us in all ways. I fucking start to feel like shit if I think bad now. It's the same pain as when I used to act bad. That's when you know you've leveled up. It's what it's all about in the pen. It's numbers. It's drugs. It's violence. You guys got to stay on this path that I'm preaching. It will work for you. It's difficult, but what's difficult in this life is best for us. When you live hard, life is easy. Drugs, violence, it all comes full circle. It always ends in violence. Them drug debts turn into massive violence in the penitentiary. Obviously, everybody knows enough about the pen and people who are there to know that it's one of the most violent places on this earth. The fact is, every time you go to yard, every time, very few times this doesn't happen, that one race has to clean up a drug debt. At least one race out of all of them, every time when yard's about to end, makes the yard go down and checks their people for their drug habit and making them obey the rules. There's 3 tiers of discipline in the penitentiary. There's 3 tiers. If you mess up on the first tier, that means for my people, the people that I run with in prison, which is the whites, the woods. The thing is it's burpees. 23 burpees, 123 burpees. 23 is the number. They can give you any number of burpees to discipline you. This is the first tier of discipline under this militant structure that's based off of violence. The second tier of discipline is 23-second beatdown by 2 or more of your own people. Everybody always thinks they're going to win. God knows I always thought I was going to. I always came in thinking I was going to win, and I've been disciplined a few times. One time, really badly. The thing is you come in thinking you're going to win, and it's really hard to fight 2 people at once in closed quarters. This never works out in your favor. And the whole thing is discipline always has violence in the pen. It's always violence. The first little slap on the wrist is nothing. Some yards, a soft check is a 3-inch poke. There is no fighting. There is no hands. There's a no hands policy. A white guy can't fight another white guy because the numbers are low, and this is militant rules. We need our numbers up for the war that can potentially take place at any time. So all yards are different, but the main structure from county jail to the penitentiary in Cali is these 3 tiers. First tier, burpees, a disciplinary workout. Any number they want to give you, starting at 123, you sound off to the building and tell them, basically, I just did my disciplinary burpees, I fucked up, this is why they got me working out. Everybody knows it. When they see a group of dudes doing disciplinary burpees, everybody's like, oh, they fucked up. Every race knows it. Everybody knows everything in the pen. First tier is the burpees. Second tier is you're getting DP'd. Disciplined. You're getting DP'd by your people for 23 seconds or more. You're going to get your ass whooped. You're going to get your ass whooped. Most level 2s, they'll have a spot in the building they do it at. Most level 3s and 4s, they're going to do it on the yard or take it in a cell if they got it like that. That's just how it works. Third tier, removal. You're getting removed like the stories I've shared when people really fuck up and the other races are not having it. Whether it's a drug debt, whether someone's just wilding out and totally off character, it's a removal. The fact is sometimes you can get removed and come back to a good yard and program. And sometimes, most of the time, when you get removed, now you're no good. You're a piece of shit. You're a PC. You got to go to an SNY yard with the chomos, the rapists, and all the fucking weirdos. None of that shit happens on a GP yard. Those people are on different fucking yards. The whole fact is, though, it all stems from the lust for easy money and drugs. If we don't find a way, a different way to alter our consciousness, we will always fall victim to that bag or that bottle or that easy money, and it will always end bad for us. The way to alter your consciousness is what I'm sharing. When we truly get rid of these vices, we realize the work is the gift. It's the only thing that really fulfills us, makes us feel good about ourselves, makes us proud. When you learn to live in a high-stress environment like prison, where there's violence everywhere, you don't even react to it anymore. I shared stories on here where people are getting stabbed in the building, and I'm not even looking. I'm reading my book. It's actually massively disrespectful to look. If you're looking in the direction of some violence happening in prison, you can potentially get in trouble with your people and other races for diming off the cameras or the cops by just drawing attention to it. Someone should be able to be potentially taken care of in the block, in the building, in the vicinity of cops or anything like that. And every other inmate should be acting just completely normal and not letting any fucking bodily language or energy towards the situation, which essentially would dime it out. The thing is that these high stress environments can be a vice as well as a virtue. I made it a virtue. I'm able to raise my stress management level by living in such a stressful environment and still choosing the great route. If you live in a negative household and you choose positivity, you're habitually constructing someone impervious to negativity. If you consistently see negative stuff online and you just don't let it affect you, you choose to not let it affect you, you're creating someone who lives amongst negativity and chooses positivity. This is how we win at all times. It's all a perspective change. You can turn anything into a win. Mindset training is imagining and creating belief systems that assist you in your goals, in the accomplishment of your goals. All too often, everybody's creating the narrative that defeats them. Oh, look at this negative comment from this person. Who gives a fuck? There was 99 positive ones, and you chose the one negative one? That's a massive flaw. You're going to bring that shit home to your kids, to your partner, to everybody. Learn to see the 99 positives. See the fucking bad. See it. But say and react to the good. See the bad. Say the good. Be stronger than that. I've fallen victim to this in areas of my life. And that's why I notice it. Every piece of wisdom I'm sharing was essentially a massive failure that took place in my life that I was accountable enough to say, I'm doing this, step back and change it. I want you guys to change so bad, because when you get this shift in perspective, like so many of you guys have, when you get this shift in perspective, everything in your life changes. The world opens up. All of a sudden, there's just a bunch of opportunities and wins taking place, opposed to perceived losses and victimizing. Violence is always going to take place. Negativity is always going to be there. The way that it affects you doesn't have to exist. You guys, if you have violent tendencies, if you have drug problems, if you have a lust for easy money, realize where you're going with it. People don't get away with that shit nowadays, and I don't wish this pain upon nobody. Essentially, what we're supposed to do in this life is heal our traumas, heal our pain, and not pass that on to others. Break the cycle. If you know pain from your lust for easy money that lands you in jail, lands you in problems, gives you problems in your life. I mean, you could be a drug dealer, a stripper. You could be anyone chasing easy money and having to deal with that karmic debt that ensues upon you because you know it's wrong. The regret that you know is wrong, that's stealing from your life. If you're chasing easy money and it's doing this to you, please stop it. You will cure that trauma. Now you will manifest your future and your destiny because you're no longer putting energy into negative stuff that doesn't suit you. Now, if you have that drug problem, you have to realize, us addicts, when we flip these addictions to positive addictions, oh, we're so strong because we're fighting deep emotions. We're getting high to block traumas that we're emotional about. We're pushing those emotions down. When we use those emotions and we use them to motivate ourselves to create that greatest vision we have of our future, we're the most powerful we've ever been at that moment, because those emotions are how we tap into our most raw strength. And if you're a violent individual, consistently lashing out and paying karmic debt to where you dwell on what you did for so many hours, so many days, so many years, like I did, you need to stop. It's as simple as the golden rule, which has been taught in every religion, every culture from the dawn of time. My life is very good now because I've created someone whose character is in line with his optimal outcome. I've aligned myself with my authentic self. I'm in alignment with who I wish to be at my highest level. My actions are in alignment. But even when I have the best day out here with the best circumstances, if I choose to break character, I'm right back in that pain. And all I want you guys to do is realize that your goal in this life is to be a healer and not pass on all this pain you know so well. I love you guys. Let's do this. Wrong. I had the same vision driving me. I've always had the same vision driving me. A 20-second clip that I've seen over and over replaying in my head since I was young, since I was 15, 16 years old. I believe and I know that this vision is our path, and anything it takes to create this vision is what we must do. My vision was simple. And keep in mind, this same vision played in my mind when I was hustling, being an idiot, doing negative things, expecting positive results. This is the path we take. All too often, we have to go down a massive path of adversity before we truly learn enough and gain enough wisdom to see our vision through. Adversity over university. Adversity in our lives is the true textbooks given by the universe. So this same 20-second clip always played in my head. I'm driving up in a car. It's something nice. I'm in a nice vehicle and I'm pulling up to a green grass field. Now in this grass field, I'm hopping out. I'm walking through the grass and I'm looking around. There's people there. And my son comes running up. He comes running up to me. I'm swole. You can tell I've lived a checkered past. I have great demeanor though. I have great energy. I'm approachable, loving, kind. I want to share with the people around me. And my son comes running up and I just feel I'm encompassed in love and just pure gratitude of the moment, knowing that everything I've been through came to this culminative point. The thing is what's different about my vision than what I see in people's visions nowadays? I know they do it, but it's not the main focal point, and that's the problem. Most people's vision is just the surroundings, which I told you about, just the setting. They're like, I want this car, I want this house, I want to have a kid, I want a wife, this is what it's going to look like, here's all the stuff on my vision board. Yes, we need that for the setting, just the setting, but the reality of your vision is the feelings internally. So mine always went more towards how I felt in the moment, my energy and how others perceived it, my demeanor, because this is what ultimately shapes the vision. Like I've said before, personal development is the key to success. We will never find a level of success that exceeds our level, our personal level of development. So these characteristics, understanding energy, understanding correct demeanor, that you're approachable, you're kind, you're knowledgeable, you're wise. Yes, there was a car there. It wasn't the main focal point. Yes, I was running up and here was my son. I was a father figure. So my vision was always based off of the internal assets that I was creating. It was never the things. Yes, I had to attain these things to make the vision, the grand vision that I'm experiencing and I'm seeing. But the fact was, as I got to know myself better and better, my philosophies that I share now are all internal. So now my vision makes complete sense. You have to follow your vision to a T. You have to imagine these internal assets you're creating. These are the ones that matter. The cars will go, the places will go, the muscles will go, everything will fade. But your internal assets can never be taken. And this is what keeps you impervious to defeat during times of adversity. Times like this, people are losing their jobs. People are losing the businesses they built their whole lives. People are ending up in the pen. People are uncertain about the future. Literally, I went to the pen for 10 years. This same vision is what kept me going. This same vision is what kept me strong. Our vision starts in an emotional state. You can't have emotions attached to material objects and tangible items. Emotions are attached to the feelings they give you. So always go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. The accountability pyramid, like I talk about, is so simple. First, you're accountable to your actions. I got to go to the gym. I got to do this. I got to get to attain this vision. I got to get this car. I'm going to have a son. I'm going to be swole. I'm going to be this. So what steps do I have to go to pull this off? The actions. I got to go to the gym. I got to work hard and save my money. And I got to be a solid role model. So when I am a father, it's not just thrown in my lap overnight. I'm ready. I've been fathering men and people and everyone around me my whole life because I just assumed that role because that's what I wanted and what my vision was. I love it. I love bringing someone up more than myself. And you'll notice this once you get somewhere that you just want to pass it on. That's human nature. We're meant to heal our traumas and then pass them on. So creating that vision with the accountability pyramid, yes, we start off planning our vision with all the small stuff. Clarify your vision, plan with precision. So all the small, normal, daily actions, accountable to actions is the bottom of the pyramid. Next, we're accountable to thought. If we're accountable to our thoughts before these actions, we won't have the negative self-talk that talks us out of it. We'll wait for those thoughts to materialize and we'll shut them down. I don't want to get up today. Oh, well, Wes, life happens for you. Here's your level up. Our level up in life is always going to come from the non-negotiable acts because everybody wants to tap out. They go 5 clean days on their diet. Oh, I deserved it this weekend. That's a self-imposed ceiling. They've been working for 6 months at their job. Oh, I need a vacation. It costs $7,000. They go take it. Over a bunch of years, that's the money for your dream home. You're messing up. You're tapping out. The person who can go 10 years without tapping on these non-negotiable daily tasks, structuring it correctly from the accountable bottom of the pyramid to the accountability to thought in the middle and accountable to energy at the top. When we're accountable to our energy, we don't even get into the thought, and we definitely don't even have to think about the action. But the point being is, you already have it all. Why can these guys in prison do 15 years with the same kitchen job and have more inner peace than motherfuckers out here who have everything? Because they make it non-negotiable. The second you tap and you say, I need time away from my family, that's where your level up was going to take. The second you say you need a day off from the gym, that's where your level up was. The mental, emotional, and physical level up is right when you can't take it not one more second. Clarify your vision. Understand you are the internal assets over the external ones. These internal assets can never be taken from you. I can't lose because I refuse to. I'll always get up. I'll always work my hardest. I'll always put my heart into it. I will never fall victim to vices again. I will never impose a ceiling. I will only impose rules on myself that build these internal assets that make you impervious to defeat. You guys, I love you guys. Structure your vision correctly. Don't make the mistake, the 2020 mistake of, here's my vision board. This car, this plane, this is the house. I want X amount of money. Yeah, it starts there. Go deeper. You're better than that. The causes that we're after, if they arise from wisdom, so will the results. Let's go.